Right. Right. Good morning, good evening, salutations to all our guests. Today, we are presenting Season 3, or Brave New World, as what I like to call it, for Song of Ice and Fire, the miniature game. So we'll be analyzing the updated patch that is coming out when this video is recorded and released. It will be right now. But basically, what happens now is I'm going to analyze the patch with a few guests from a few countries in Southeast Asia. So first off, I have KK from Singapore.
Hello.
Next up, I have Evandra from Indonesia and Kai from Indonesia. And last off, I have Saravin from Thailand. So they'll be
Sure.
joining us today. So we'll be analyzing all changes in this patch. As a preface, none of the players have seen the patch in general. There's over about 200 plus changes in total. So I think they're going to be shocked with what they see today. So why not we just start introducing everyone first and what faction they play. So let's start with KK.
Hi
Yeah.
everyone. I'm KK. So I'm from Singapore, and my main is Lannister and only Lannister.
Yeah. Are you expecting anything good for Lannister today, or are you expecting a downgrade for Lannister?
Honestly, I just hope some of the units gets above some of the more meme units. But I think generally, just overall improvement in the faction would be good for me.
All right. Well, you have to wait and see what happens to Lannister. I think you'll be very happy today. Oops,
Fingers
spoilers.
crossed.
All right. Next up, we have Evandra. He's a long-time player along with me for about 5 years. I'm pretty sure he's playing Free Folk. So, anything you're hoping for Free Folk today?
Well, I play Free Folk, I play Lannister, I play Martell now. I am expecting really bad things for Free Folk to happen, but hopefully we'll see it's not too bad. I just want this
Alright.
match to close up really well, the lower fives, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we'll wait and see then. Next up, we have Kai from Targaryen. Yeah, he plays Targaryen. So, are you expecting any buzz for Targaryen?
Well, the Brazen Beast can't get any worse, right? I bought them. I I said to myself, "Wow, those models looks amazing. I'm gonna get them. I don't care about the rule. I care a little bit now, so I hope they get buffed."
All right, we'll wait and see then to see what happens to the Brazen Beast.
Mm.
Yeah, then last up, we have Saravin. Saravin, why don't you run through us what factions you play?
Yeah, play Targaryen and Martell. Then
Oh.
sometimes Lannister with the Bolton commander. Yeah. So today,
Alright.
I make the Bolton release or some Bolton unit to show off.
Yeah, we'll probably see some changes for all of them. Not sure about Bolton though, so we'll wait and see. Yeah. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go through our first major change. Mechanical change, in fact. About earlier in the morning, as of today, this was when the video was recorded. We've seen one of the first mechanical change, which is the passing a turn mechanic.
Oh,
Yeah. If you've not seen it, now is the first time you'll see it. Basically, at the start of the game, both players count how many units they each have on their army. Twice per game, at the start of their turn, the player with the least unit may pass their turn instead of activating a unit. They cannot do this more than once each round. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about the change to passing? So, why don't we start with KK?
damn.
I think as a Lannister player, we kind of go about 5-3 or 4-3 lists, so 7 or 8 activations. I think with this change, 7 activations seems a lot more viable.
That's a good point. But do you think they stand a chance against 10 to 11 activations?
It depends on how let's say if a 7 activation list of mine goes against a free folk 10, 11 activations, it really depends on how and when I utilize this passing a turn. Yeah, because passing a turn twice compared to a 10, 11 activations is not a lot, but I think in crucial timings it could really play an important role.
That's a good point. Kai, how about you?
Me? Well, I think this is definitely a step up. Whether or not it will change that much, or it'll take me a few games to try it out. But I definitely see that seven activation lists are now more viable. Normally, you very rarely see top lists that are only 7 activations. It has to be 8 or 9. But with this, there's a lot of lists that previously I don't like playing that I am now interested in again. So definitely step up for me.
Okay, Saravin? How
Yeah,
about you?
it's very good. It's like step up for 7 activation versus the 8 activation. Because on the first 2 turns, it's most important to for 8 activation to take advantage on the first 2 turns. Yeah, I see that.
Not a bad point. Okay, Evandra?
I'm gonna do a controversial opinion.
Sure.
I hate additional bookkeeping in the game because now you have to count who has the lower activation, and then you have to have a way to record your twice per game ability. So I hate additional bookkeeping like that, especially. And also, I think 2 is a little bit either too much or too little. I don't know yet, but it doesn't. It only sort of brought 8 to 7 right now. So 7 and 8 doesn't have a lot of difference. But 7 versus 10 or 7 versus 9 is still quite difficult.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, we will have to see what happens in the game with passing a turn. It may or may not make a big difference. We are a little bit too early to find out the true impact of this mechanical change. But I guess let's move on to the next mechanical change, which will have a large impact. All right, as you all know, neutral units have been around for a long time, since 1.0 in fact. And for a long time, we have been able to take 50% of our entire list can be neutrals. With this change, it is now reduced to 30%, which in a 40-point game mode, which is what we normally play, it will be reduced to 12 points. So anyone has a take on how bad this will affect them?
I used to play 2 Flayed Men in a 4-3 list for Lannisters.
Wow.
Now I can't do 2 Flayed Men, but at the very least I still can have 1 Flayed, 1 Brawn, and Baelish. So it's not so bad. Doesn't sound that bad, but
No, you can't.
we'll see. Why not?
Because
Oh shit!
Nine,
Yeah,
eight, yeah.
exactly.
That is 13,
It's
dude.
Damn, my math is
No, you
failed.
cannot.
Yeah, so it's just Flayed Man and Baelish. Damn it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, changes like this,
Yeah.
it will affect. But I think it's since it's a blanket change for everyone, we just have to see certain lists adapt to this particular mechanical change, while other commanders or other factions are unimpacted as much.
I don't think this affects everyone equally, though. Free folk
Yeah.
isn't affected. Some factions, like Night Watch, they don't really care for neutrals. So this will only matter, I feel, to newer factions, the ones that don't have that many units yet, to rely on neutral. But overall, I do like the change. I do think that previously it was way too easy to bring neutral, so this is more in line with what I enjoy out of the game. But we'll see.
Yeah, I like the change. Normally, I'll just see all the list is just like 2 Flaymen and 1 Baelish. Yeah, like most of the time. But the most important thing about this change is about my war elephant. Yeah.
Good point. What about your elephant? All right.
There comes the elephants.
Saravin,
Oh, yeah.
don't worry so
The
much.
big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
will show you the
now I want to
elephant in
see
the room
what happened
later.
to my elephant.
We will show you the elephant in the room later. Do not worry so much.
People are selling their elephants over here, so
Yeah, I mean, don't worry so much, guys. Please do not sell your elephants. They will still have utility. You'll find out somewhere in the middle of this entire analysis video. All right, let's move on. The next and last mechanical change, which is a minor one, which I think we'll just quickly skip through, is orders are now affected by. Okay, basically, the order will. The target is also defined in the trigger now.
Okay.
That's what has updated in the rulebook. So the true impact of this is things like boisterous charisma can block it, or maybe some other counters.
Barristan Selmy.
Stuff. Yeah, Barristan Selmy can block it. So
Barristan Selmy has been the source of so many ruling questions. So
he was the
good to
first.
see.
He was the precursor to targeting.
Yeah, so good. Thank God for this. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank God for the change. This update also goes in line with the guest article by Brett Glenfer a few months ago. So everything should be aligned right now, and this will be in the new rulebook as well. Okay. All right. So with that done, let's move on to the next section. All right, the first big one. Yay! Let's go through our changes. Taunt is getting a change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as you can see, taunt is no longer a charge. You no longer have to charge the unit that you're taunt at. Yeah, what happens is the unit that is being taunt, they can either charge or attack that unit, or they get 2 tokens, a vulnerable and a weakened.
Oh, so it's optional.
And the trigger, if I recall, hey, okay, the trigger seems to be a little bit inconsistent, whether it's a tactic card or not. So do take note about that. Yeah, so the tactic card one,
because tactic card is just when an enemy combat unit activates.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a new Bolton card that we're not seeing before?
It was teased a little bit that Steel Shank Walton had taunt. So it's not really new. It was teased over here. He had taunt already. Yeah. So take note that Ton is going through this change. Do you guys see yourself using Ton more often, especially our Lannister player?
I used to play Sentinel Enforcer, I think once or twice as a meme, just to demonstrate what Ton does. But I think with this change, it seems feasible, depending on what I put them in. Sentinel Enforcer might be a feasible attachment in certain lists. I would say, certain lists, let's say, like in Halberdiers, where I really want the enemy to come and charge onto my Halberdiers. This might be feasible.
I like that it's no longer morale test. It's just
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
trigger.
That's a
Because
big
morale
change.
test used to be like a very feels bad, right?
Yeah.
You activate your taunt, you go, and an enemy rolls and then succeed, you go, oh, there goes my car, there goes my stuff. Now it's
Yeah,
just
and
a
then again-
instant decision.
And then again, some armies that have good morale all across the board, suddenly your ability does nothing. So
Yeah, that's true.
this is I like it. I might try Boss. He's one of the least used Targaryen commander, I think. But new order is interesting enough. I'll try him.
Yeah.
And it's 2 tokens. 2 tokens per round.
Yep. So do take note that I think you can see the Belvas on screen right now. His Harden is the old Harden. Please take
Yep.
note that that is an error. It has been corrected to the new Harden already.
No.
So don't worry, the Harden is not changed. It's still no plus
Damn
one.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, we're working with a slightly older file here.
It's not gonna
So
change.
just don't get alarmed when you see the Harden.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, no escape. All right, so let's move on to our next card change. Let me go through that. Okay, next one is Sustain Assault.
Oh.
Yeah, so the bottom is changed from what I recall. It's no longer, I think, like give a variable token or anything. It's
Yeah.
now
I'll reroll.
a kicker for a reroll attack
Oh,
dice.
the reload.
That's
Okay.
not too bad.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a lot to say about here because it's just Sustain Assault.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the reroll is fine because usually, like, it's just you activate the card when you have equal rank and it does nothing, so it's fine.
Actually, I like it because I main the Obara Sand, so I love that this change. The reload make it really make it different.
Oh, that's true
Yeah.
because you could technically play this with
Yeah.
while you're charging now. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you charge. Yeah, I mean it's while you're in combat. So yeah. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So with that, anyone else has any comment about this section before we move on?
No, I'm good.
All right, you're all good. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so next card that we'll be seeing is Price of Failure.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Oh.
Price of Failure is slightly better.
Ooh,
Yum yum yum.
Yeah, so a few
It's
commanders
a
have
lot
Price
more
of Failure.
fun now.
Oh, that's a lot stronger than it used
yeah,
to
that's a
Yeah,
lot stronger.
it is. It is.
be. And I don't have that in my faction. I'm happy.
So yes, for our viewers, Price of Failure is changed so that you no longer take the hits back or something.
You don't take the damage for don't take the wounds for every miss.
You don't take the wounds back. You now get tokens instead. So
Yeah.
it's not as painful as before indirectly. Yeah.
Ish. I'm not sure. I don't
Just
know.
a question
Mechanic-
for mechanics then. Mechanics question.
Yeah.
So now do we even have to roll dice?
Yes,
Yes.
because you want to still resolve critical effects and precision,
Okay, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Mm.
and any effect that triggers when you're rolling a dice, it doesn't get skipped.
Yeah.
This card is. It used to be. I feel that you really need to time it. When you use this card, like can you afford to use the card or not? I think now there's very few situations where it's not worth using this card because the benefit outweighs the loss in this new version. I feel.
I've taken 9 wounds with a Price of Failure for KOCR charge. KOCR charging, I've taken 9 wounds from that. So believe me when I say I welcome this change.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, like you just can use Price of Failure just before your unit is dying. You don't have effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last rank for Price of Failure. Yep.
All right. So we've covered Price of Failure. Let's move on to the next card. I believe it's a very important tactics card that a lot of you do not like unless you're Lannister. So let's
Guess
take
it's
a look.
counterplot.
Well,
It is Counterplot.
I have
hell
this in my
yeah.
faction. Okay.
Hell yeah, let's go.
So as you can see, counterplot is going through a massive change.
What's that?
It still blocks on the 3+.
Oh.
But if you control crown or back, it's a 2+. But if you control both, it just passes no matter what.
Whoa.
So there's always that chance of failing counterplot on a reroll, which is always funny as a Lannister player. Oh, this is great. I like it.
Yeah.
This is a straight up buff to
It's a straight up
counterplot.
In the last tournament, I only passed one counterplot out of the 6 counterplots I played. I've been getting 2 and 1s, I think last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago. So with this, if Joffrey NCU doesn't change, it might be viable to bring him along from now on.
That's true. Joffrey is still in play.
Yeah, because with Joffrey on backs, essentially my counterplot always passes.
Mm.
Yeah, 2+.
But I think the other thing to also point out is the counterplot for Daenerys and the counterplot for Courtney. The 2 zones that they want are slightly different.
Ooh.
Yes. Makes perfect sense because it always be
Different
tied
factions.
to their factions. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I think this is good because counterplot is one of the most powerful cards in the game. But every time you fail that roll, it's such a negative feel to it. So, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So we've seen the counterplot already. Let's move on to the next card. I think it's Warcry. So let's take a look at Warcry.
Again?
Yeah. Warcry
the
is
card
getting
card
buffed back
Warcry.
up.
Will this also affect units with Warcry?
I
No.
don't think so.
No.
so just the card.
Just the tactics card.
No, that's fine because the cards should be more powerful,
So,
right? It's a one-time.
There are 3 commanders with tactics card
Yeah,
buff
but-
here. Though. I think I left out Brendan Harley. He also is going through a similar change.
Oh yeah, Mountain Tourist change.
Yeah. So all 3 of them are getting their Warcry back. If it's basically
the
used
new
on
rider.
unit, they get both tokens.
Oh man, that is really good. Marcellin just got even better.
Yeah, Marcel got buffed again.
Yeah, okay. All right, this is the first big buff to my faction. Well, for Marcellin at least, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
Yep. All right. So with that done, let's move on to the next card. I think that's the next card is. Let's take a look what it is. I'm kind of curious. Oh, Devastating Impact.
Oh,
More Marcellin stuff.
Okay, so
Another
Devastating
buff.
Impact, if I recall, the change is the trigger. It's no longer before rolling charge
after
distance
rolling
dice.
charge
It's
distance.
now after rolling charge distance dice.
Oh,
That's really good.
that is so good. That is so good because sometimes you use it even when you don't really need to because you really want. Failing charges. I said failing counterplot is the worst feeling. I take it back. failing your 2+ charge. That's the worst feeling in this game, right? Everybody agrees with me.
Yeah.
Everybody agrees with me.
It's happened.
But keep in mind, if you roll a 1 on the charge distance, you can't play this card.
Oh, that's true.
Because
That
you
is
roll the
true.
charge distance first, and then you play the card. So usually you play Devastating Impact to guarantee you don't roll a 1, so you get the reroll. But this one, you might get a chance to roll a 1. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a timing difference, but at the same time, it also gives you a little bit of security. So you might not use it, but why not? Because it gives you panicked and vulnerable to begin
Yeah.
with. So it's probably a nerf, I would say.
Is it?
Is it? We'll probably
Not for. I don't feel so for Targaryen simply because Targaryen has multiple cards that does something like this, but being sometimes it would be a waste to use this when the enemy is already vulnerable or panicked normally. But sometimes I do it anyways just to guarantee that charge. So being able to not use it to save it for later, for me that's a pretty big thing.
Mhm.
Especially with Marcellin, right? Because with the new Warcry, you get the panicked and vulnerable, so you don't need to use the Devastating Impact.
Yes.
You get rerolls anyway from Unsullied Pikeman. Sorry,
Yeah.
not Unsullied Pikeman, Unsullied Swordsman.
Swordmaster.
For me,
Okay.
I just want to see what happened to the Stark Devastating Impact. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Start
Yeah.
Devastating Impact also goes through the same change, but I saved it for a future slide. Yeah.
Mm.
So the original Devastating Impact is not getting nerf or anything, it's getting through the same buff.
How
Yeah.
devastating.
How devastating, right? Yeah. Alright, let's move on.
Bad.
Next card is what's the next card? Oh, Threaten. Yes, I mean we already seen the Threaten change. So yeah, all of them are getting the same Threaten change, but it's a style of friendly turn trigger.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
see this
Queen
before.
of Marine. Wait, Marine.
It's a lot better now.
It used to be what?
When the unit activates.
Yeah,
Ah.
so I think
Oh, yeah, much
for
better.
Kai, Queen of
Yeah,
Marine
that's-
might have gotten Threatened as a bonus ability.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm noticing. So That's good. A third ability. We don't normally see a lot of that. And threaten is weaken. And for me, weaken is the most powerful token. So being able to spam that on a squishy faction, that's a blessing,
And
man.
there's a chance, I think Justin Macy might have gotten the threaten as well. I'm not sure on
Yes.
this one.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
the card next to me. I can check. But
So,
anyway,
Is
it's
this
good.
the commander or the attachment? I think this is the attachment version, right?
Probably. I don't play
Well,
Baratheon.
You used to.
No, it already has it.
oh,
It
there
already
is it. All right, then no worries then. All right, so if that concludes, this is the end of our first segment where we go through the changes, the bigger changes. Now let's go through our individual segments for each faction. From this point on, we'll be splitting up into smaller groups. So the first group that I'll be covering this with is Evandra and Kai. We'll be going through the Stark faction. So for KK and Saravin, you guys can just sit back and enjoy the show because there's still a lot for you guys to enjoy.
You will.
Yeah. All right. So let's go through our first faction. I believe it is Starks. It should be Starks. We'll look at their tactics card changes. So you have already seen devastating impact, but I guess winter is coming. It's getting a slight buff, as well
Okay.
as the north. Well, the north, remember, is more of a side grade. Yeah. For winter is coming, it's now 2 different effects that you can choose from. If you have horse, you can choose both, which is the original effect, which is the opponent cannot be the target of the friendly orders of tactics card this turn. And the second effect is now the attacker will always roll his highest attack dice value. Yeah. Oh, no, it's not always. It's attacks using his highest attack die value.
Yeah.
So bribery still affects that. So to take note. The other card is
So-
North Remembers.
Yeah.
It's no longer an auto charge 6. So it's instead it rolls its highest attack dice value. Well, you control count game +1 to hit.
Okay, that's the +1 to hit is, I think, the biggest thing here because 2 plus to hit is might as well be almost auto hit, right? So and Stark has, oddly enough, a lot of units that they don't hit as hard as they used to. So this helps them up to hit the way they used to. So that's any offensive buff to Stark, I think, is a much welcome change.
Right. Yeah, but what do you think about Winter is Coming? Because it now has 2 effects.
Well, it used to be 2 effects as well, right? The first one is charge cannot be targeted friendly orders, and if you control horse, may reroll any charge distance. So that part is gone.
Oh, that's gone.
Yeah, so that part is gone. So now it's replaced by either cannot be. So yeah, I mean the first part is still the same. Like most likely you're going to use Winter is Coming to shut off defensive abilities. But now if you have a horse, you can choose an additional effect. Well, which is use the highest attack dice. But the previous one says reroll charge distance. So little bit different mechanically, I would say.
All right.
I do think attacking in highest attack die value is quite good in Stark simply because they have things like Berserker. So for other factions, it's something that you use when you're losing, but with Stark, you can use it from the get-go to get your Berserkers up to maximum strength, even though they're not even hurt yet. So
Yeah, that's very true. Berserkers are still a thing in the game.
oh yeah, well we'll see what Berserkers become today. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'll just preface there's no change to Berserkers.
Okay.
Yeah, because we are going to move on to the next one. These are the changes for the tactics card for the other commanders. So Warcry, you guys know already.
Yeah.
Robstar is getting back all hit and run.
Oh, thank
Ooh,
God.
that's good.
Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah, because Hit and Run was I think it's one of the best cards in the old days. And
Yep.
Did they take it out? I think they took it
No,
out. At
they
least
hit and
from-
run was there, but they nerfed it.
Right. So
they
hit and
need
run.
to start
Hit
engaged.
and run uses say is that if the friendly unit if that turn begins engaged, they perform.
Oh,
a
right.
retreat action. This one is just
Right.
straight up. You do retreat when you get punched.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
now you
It's the
can do it.
order- It's the swift retreat order from. Never mind. Sorry.
No,
It's
no,
hit and
it's
run,
swift-
not swift retreat.
Swift Strike. It's Swift
Yeah.
Strike, right? You can
Never
use it on the charge, which is the biggest difference. This goes up in value if your faction have Lance Cavalry, which these guys do. So
Solid calf?
welcome back, Hit and Run. I have missed you
I don't.
Yeah.
because you don't have any in your faction. So
Okay, and then we have changes to Cranox. Sorry, not Cranox.
For the commander version.
Tactical reposition, enhanced mobility. Oh, that used to be his attachment ability, I
Yes,
think.
that's correct. That used
Oh,
to
now
only
the
be-
commander has this?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So he's getting back some mobility.
Oh wow! Because I remember I used to really like the attachment version, but it's so expensive, right? And now the commander has this. Oh man!
So
What
Chrono
do I-
Trap is a straight up buff because now it just says whenever they declare any terrain, it just becomes dangerous. Used to be you just nominate one piece of terrain, and threat unseen, target one enemy becomes suffer. So now it gets panic. Oh, never mind. It's still the same. If there is an unengaged friendly kind of command in long range, becomes but not in line of sight. Oh, okay. So it's a straight
Yeah.
up buff. They removed the no line of
Oh,
sight.
yeah, that used to be very tricky to actually get.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Well, I am excited for my Rob Stark because I have a limited edition Rob Stark that I don't get to use as much, but this is great.
Yep. All right, so let's move on.
Warcry is Warcry.
Mage Moment.
Yep, Mage Momon here we stand is getting a massive change.
I'm looking at martial superiority immediately.
Yeah. So okay, let's go through Mage Moment first.
Okay.
Her sustain
I
us out is a
got too
sustain us
excited.
out. But her here we stand is no longer a somewhat punishing card. And
Mhm.
Sansa can take it back basically. Basically, it's a start of a friendly turn trigger. If they are destroyed, they survive with 1 wound.
Oh my
And
god!
Sansa can take it back.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
So
Okay.
that will
And
be
there's no morale tests.
Yeah.
there's no morale test this time.
Ouch.
So they're almost like Greyjoy-esque, They can keep coming back from the dead.
yeah, it's a slightly better what is dead in that sense.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Wow.
then for KK is not happy right now. He's giving us a very sad thumbs down.
Why is he sad?
He hates Greyjoy in general because I'm his main opponent
Oh.
and I tend to play what is dead on him quite often.
Oh, that is true. You do play Greyjoy now.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, but okay, let's go on to Roderick Cassell. Roderick
Okay,
Cassell
so
is no longer
Marshall's-
that token dependent. Previously
Yeah.
for martial superiority, I think he had to be a vulnerable token.
vulnerable. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is also a straight up buff to Baratheon one.
Ooh, yes, I'm guessing
Elden?
so.
I
Eldon
am
has
not
martial
sure about that, to be honest. I have to take a look later just in case. Yeah.
Still, this I always thought martial superiority has like one of the harshest effect, but it was a bit hard to set up, especially against factions that can erase tokens. But now you just use it and then bam, everything goes off.
Yep. And press the advantage is no longer token specific. Previously, each specific token gives you that bonus effect. Now, rather, you get 1 by default, and for each bonus token you have, you choose +1.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's a lot easier to use Roderick Cassell's card, which was regarded by one of my local start players as some of the worst tactics card in the game.
Well, it's definitely one of the harder one to set up.
Yeah,
Yes.
because don't forget Warcry. They tend to use the moment she bears, and Warcry got nerfed, so that affects this build heavily.
Right. Now the Warcry card got buffed and Roderick got buffed. So
But not she bears. She bear Warcry is the same. It's still nerfed.
yes, of course.
Yep. All right. So let's move on to our next one. I'm not too sure what it is, to be honest. Let me double check. I don't want to.
Units.
Yes, units.
Yes.
All right. So let's go through the 4 units that are going through change. The first is Crenoman Trackers. It loses the Swift Retreat for marked target.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Ooh, Mark Truck is really powerful. Ouch!
Yeah.
If the point cost remains the same,
Yes, 5.
Ooh, that's good.
my 5 points for they do so much though. Hidden
For
trap,
one
mark target for 5 points.
Yeah.
Oh god, I think I have these guys somewhere.
Yeah.
I wish my trappers like these guys.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, so the Crenoman got buff. Eda's Honor Guard now gets go down fighting as well as a bonus. It's a smaller bonus.
More
Yeah,
auto
honor
wounds. More auto wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The giant player isn't happy.
Fucking hate
Yeah, the
auto
giant player is
wounds
not happy
so
for sure.
much.
So I have I have a friend, and he plays Stark, but he only wants to play Cranoxman for whatever reason. So he keeps complaining like, "How come I can't play Cranox army? How come they don't support Cranoxman?" Well, I think he's going to be very happy when this video comes out,
Yep.
because I will bring 2 of these guys.
Hmm. So yeah, the Cradlebands are getting buffed, Edda is getting buffed. House Talikef you have seen before, so we won't go through.
Yep.
But the
Yep, yep.
Man has seen a slight buff. They are now rolling 775 dice instead of.
Oh, okay. Straight up buff. That's good.
It was okay lah. It's still good. But I think maybe their orders is their order different as well. Yeah, their order is different right now. Previously, I think they like if they fail a panic test or something. After if the enemy fails a panic test or
Yep.
they
They
cannot
become
Yeah.
weakened. This is straight up. This is straight up. If they roll a one becomes weakened, so it's like
Yeah.
Warden.
So
And
they
if
gain
you
more
have
than-
marked target nearby, it's pretty easy to force those ones, right? You can.
yeah, that's true. Cradleman can work with Stark Bowman quite well.
Okay.
Gunline.
Yeah. All right. So we're done with
Where's that?
this.
Where's that bingo that we made the joke in the Discord?
Cranogsman Army. Here we go.
Yeah. So let's go through. I think the last is some NCUs changes. So we'll take a look at the two NCUs that got reduced in point reduction. in
And there is
point.
5 points. Rob is 4 points. Good. Huge.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
huge.
So at that start, the Hang of the King version is 5 points now, and Rob Start, the one with Outflank, is now 4 points.
Right.
So take note, there is some implications from Rob Start NCU going to 4 points because this version of Rob Start can also take Grey Wind. So the package is reduced.
What?
Yes, this version of Rob Start can take Grey Wind.
Wow. So even if he's not on the table, it counts as
Yeah, it's
having
in your
Rob.
list.
wow. Well, let's see if they buff Grey Wind because I think he's the
Nah,
shift.
so these are the last of the Stark changes.
Okay. Well, still, super excited about the Kranog changes. I think that's the most exciting one for me.
Mm,
You know, 5-point unit, really cool sculpt, which is a big deal for me. And now they have really good utility.
yeah.
So I think Eddar changes from 6 to 5 is quite okay. Yeah, I'm not sure still if you want to use him because I think he's quite powerful, but not at 5 maybe. Robstar at 4 is pretty powerful because the new outflank is really, really good.
it's still the old outflank for this version of Rob Start.
Oh, you still take the horse, is it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
But the
But
cool
he
thing
also
is you
still
can
get-
double
he also-
outflank. You
But
can
he
outflank,
also-
and then you can, if your opponent don't take horse, you can choose to take the horse, and then you have another unit in outflank.
Well, they're usable now, which is just all we can ask, really.
Yeah.
Whether they're good or not, we'll have to try them a few times, right?
Yep. All right. So with that, we are concluding the Stark section. We will let Kai take a break, and we'll be rotating KK back in for the Lannister section. So KK, are you there? All right. Are you excited
Forward to
for
all the
seeing your
changes.
nonsensical faction get even more buffed?
Hell yeah, let's
All
go.
right, let's begin
Let's
the
go.
Lannister section. I think Saravin will be interested as well since he played some Lannister. So let's take a look. The tactics card changes that you have not seen yet are bribery, subjugation of power, and fealty to the crown.
Okay, hold on.
Wait. We need to read.
Yeah. So
Oh, bribery is so powerful.
Bribery now
Disgusting.
gets additional -1 to morale test when attached.
Ooh, nice.
Subjugation of power is no longer a morale test; it is a
Panic
panic
test.
test.
No,
and it's only
no,
-1 for each zone instead.
Uh,
But it's a panic test, no longer.
But it's a
morale
panic test though. It's panic
Yeah,
test,
so
so
that's
it's
a
good.
slight change. Fealty now deals additional +1 wound if your opponent fails and you control crown.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's Joffrey.
Wait. Bribery is a buff. That's clear. But for subjugation, to me, I think it's enough.
Yeah,
Because there are
because it's
certain
not a
units
guarantee.
there are certain units with Iron Resolve, and previously subjugation doesn't interact with Iron Resolve because Iron Resolve states panic test.
Panic
Oh,
test.
yep, and that's morale. And right now it's -1 instead of -2. It's a little bit harder to pull off. But if it's bribery with subjugation, no. Like I would say overall it's a change. Yes, the enemy can take wounds from subjugation, but I would say it's not worth the change in the value for each zone that we control. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair analysis.
Fealty is just straight up buff. Fealty is straight up
Filthy
buff.
is a
Yeah.
buff. Filthy is
Fealty is
definitely
definitely
a
a
buff.
buff.
Yeah.
So I hope you're getting excited because it's not over yet. We're going to go through more Lannister changes. I'm
go.
sorry for Kai, you're going to panic a little bit. So let's take a look at the next one, which I think
Why?
it's more tactics card. Let's look at Gregor. Gregor is the one.
Cannot be weakened and gain sundering. Oh baby. Oh baby.
So for the viewers right now, this Gregor is a slightly older card. There has
Whatever.
been a slight update. The cannot be weakened part is innate right now.
Ooh, baby.
It's innate.
Yes, the
Oh,
Gregor,
innate cannot
let
be
me just
weakened.
repeat that. The Gregor card we have here is slightly older. It has been updated to reflect some change. The weakened part, it cannot be weakened, is now innate.
Holy shit.
And Jamie has precision. Disgusting.
Yeah, so Jamie gains precision.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
Gregor is now very
Gregor's nuts.
viable.
Gregor is nuts now.
Yeah, it's now very viable with the buff to Price of Failure as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Kingslayer's Renown. I forgot what it does. So you need
Kingslayer's Renown. Previously it just passes Panic
to... Oh,
Test.
now it heals. And now it heals as well.
Yeah, now it heals, which is a
So
lot
pass
better.
and
Which is
heal,
a
which
buff.
is straight up buff. And then
It's a buff.
Infamy...
Uh,
Infamy is... Oh,
Infamy-
becomes Panic. Becomes Panic in long range. So it doesn't have
Yes.
to be engaged with Jamie.
That's also a buff. Now
Yep,
Jamie is
straight
also a
up buff.
viable commander.
Well, Albert is going to be really, really happy with the changes to his two favorite commanders in the game, Gregor and Jamie.
For those that
Precision
don't know,
is
Albert
an
a player in
interesting-
Indonesia.
Precision is an interesting addition to Jamie.
I like it.
That's what I would say. Yeah, I like it.
I like
All
it.
right, so let's move on. I think we'll probably see some commander cards still. So let's take a look. Yes. We already see Tywin, so nothing important.
Okay. Okay, Joffrey, I need to see this.
Yeah, let's take a look at Joffrey's.
Oh, it's a straight up
Oh,
buff.
it's a buff.
You will
It's a
obey me
buff.
is a straight up buff, yeah. Because it used to be you have to destroy it, right?
Yes.
Now you just
It
need
used
to
to be
just
destroy.
destroy one rank.
Yeah.
And,
And
then
Traitors is also a buff. Because now it
sh-
only targets the unit that has attacked that unit with Traitors.
yes. Yep.
Yeah. That is also a buff. It's good. Now Joffrey used to be viable, at least when I was still starting to play him. Because
And
I like his mechanics. And with the buff to Orders of the Crown, that instead of having the King is Dead, he's became a very viable offensive commander. Now it's even better.
Hold on. Cunning Ploy changed, which means the Martel version might change as well, right?
Cunning
What is it?
Ploy. Oh.
Let's see. Cunning Ploy used to say, this unit cannot perform action, one maneuver.
Yep,
mark
for
range.
letters. The
for
vulnerable
letters.
token came for letters.
Yep. Okay. So it just
Yep.
states that if it's a Tyrion unit, either one is targeted. Okay, that's fine. So
Yep.
it's tied to the commander.
Intercept
Yeah.
orders as well. It's also letters. I think the first two lines hasn't changed, but it's the
And then there's
newly
a,
targeted.
yeah.
Yeah,
a
the
straight up
condition
buff.
token. These are having buffs. For Tywin, I prefer the older Broken Resolve. Yeah, because it used to give -2 to morale test, and if it is possible that I don't have to remove the weakened token, but now it is stuck until the enemy passes a morale test, and for some factions that's really easy.
Yep.
Yeah. Exploit weakness is a change. I wouldn't say it's a buff or nerf. I just think it's a changed effect now.
Yeah, it's a side. It's a side.
Lateral change. Yeah. We call it
Lateral change.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's look at the units right now. I think it's the
Oh.
units next.
Please honor guard. There you
Yes.
go. Okay, auto fishes.
That's
All the
good.
guard
Good
gains
enough.
visions.
Good
That
enough.
is good enough.
Good enough.
Really? I still won't play them though, but okay.
So
Is there
Mountain's
anything
Man
else?
basically get the vicious and critical blow swap. Previously was critical blow and get gain +1 to hit vicious. It's swap. Pyromancers no longer get the minus the auto wound when rolling once.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's
a
yeah,
buff.
Yeah, because
And
And
I
the
think
morale
their
change.
morale is 5+ as
Ooh,
well.
Yeah, that's a morale
That's good.
change. Clegane also got a morale change.
it used to be 7. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
Clegane
Used to be
6+.
7.
Yeah,
Used to be
that's
yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
the one that I want to focus on more is Lannisport City Watch. As you can
I
see,
was about to
adaptive
say-
style has gone through a change.
It
Yeah.
used to be +1 defense and +2 to panic, and then against precision. Why does everyone has precision? Stop it! Stop it!
Free folk
But
killers. Now we
I
have a
think
lot of
it's
free folk
important to read adaptive style carefully. It says until the end of the round for both abilities.
Yeah.
I hope you see what's going on.
No, I
Um,
do. It's
yeah.
it's a big buff. It's a
So-
really big buff for this unit.
Yeah, so just take that in mind because another unit is gaining adaptive style later, and we'll comment about adaptive style with that unit in a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, so just
But the spear is getting a slight nerf. It used to be 774, it's now 764.
I believe that is true.
But the thing is, with adaptive styles buff, right now we have 10 dice for the spear.
With precision.
Yes. 10 dice on max ranks with precision.
Until the end of the run, that's disgusting.
Yeah, so even if we use adaptive style with let's say 2 ranks,
okay. This is crazy. You put Gregor in City Watch, and then you give them orders to destroy with adaptive style. That's kind of nuts, no?
For
Until the end of
reference,
the run.
Order to Destroy is the old name for Assault Order.
but yeah, it's good enough. It's like right now this unit is viable, very viable compared
Very
to
viable.
I would say. I don't know. I might start I don't have this unit. I might start buying some of these units up. Yeah.
Yep. So
Good
just
job.
KIV this unit because it's not a shit unit anymore.
Yes, it used to be really bad. Now it's actually playable.
Yeah.
Good job.
Very
Good job,
playable.
guys.
All right,
Good
let's
job, guys.
go through the next one. I hope it's still Lannisters. Yes, it is. These are your attachment and
Overall
NCS
or
changes.
weekend? Okay, interesting.
Kaiban is 4 points, but I think everyone wants to focus on Paisel because Paisel now gets to give either a vulnerable or a weaken.
I mean, either and, right? I think both are really powerful. Weaken is the most unique token that Paisel can give, but I think in a Tywin unit, because you already have intercept running around, so then you might swap to vulnerable. So it's powerful.
And I would say for Paisel, against a free folk army, I wouldn't bring Paisel because Weaken isn't that good against free folk units.
Just bring Sparrow against.
Yeah, exactly. So right now Paisel has become viable because of the vulnerable.
Kyburn is now 4 points.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, playable.
Interesting change to Kyburn.
Not really, but 5 points
possible.
is like completely unplayable. It's possibly okay. Because it's still limited to like 4 order tokens. And Tyrion changes is what?
Battle plan. Additional order for battle plan.
It doesn't have to. Oh yeah, it doesn't have battle plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the attachment version, am I right?
Correct.
Yeah, the Giant of Lannister. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I hope you guys enjoy what you see in the Lannister changes because that's the last of the Lannister changes.
No, it's pretty good. I like it.
Yep.
Straight up buff to Mountain and Jaime. I think it's really powerful. City Port is getting a change. That's powerful. Mountain, Pyromancer, whatever. Mountain Man, I mean. Yeah, overall pretty good. I like it.
All right.
Overall buffs for us.
With that done, let's move on to our next section. We'll say goodbye to KK for a while. We are now going to bring Saravin back into the fold. Evandra will join me as well in every segment, so let's continue. All right, so I believe we're looking at Night's Watch next, if I am not wrong. Yes, it's Night's Watch. So let's look at the first changes for Night's Watch. We are getting some Commander Tactics card change, mostly from the later hero boxes, if I'm right.
Yeah. But since I have played with Night Watch for long, I just face all is just like a Jon Snow, and Jon Snow. So
yeah.
I'm
so
not sure that
Jon Snow is also running crazy in your meta. Yeah.
Okay. Lightweight.
So Evandra, any opinions?
Honestly, anything that can sort of make people not use Jon Snow is good. That's all I can say. I'm not too familiar with Nightwatch because all I'm seeing is just Jon Snow and Ranger Hunter, and they become like so boring right now that it's just like, So any changes, I think, especially to Sir Dennis Mouser. Who the hell uses Sir Dennis Mouser, right? So it's good that there is some changes to those commanders. Is all I can say.
Yeah.
But let's discuss it anyway. Lying in wait used to become. Now they can reroll any misses.
Yep.
So it's just an additional buff to lying in wait.
Yep. Fire aggression is only 1 hit now.
Fire aggression is 1 hit. Night gathers is additional +1 hit, I believe. Hold on. Night gathers used to say, target one friendly performs a morale test. Touch them until the end of the game. While attach suffers 1 hit. +1 hit for each remaining rank. Okay, so it gives you additional buff for attacking it. So it's quite a powerful ability because then you can just bounce a few attacks. Adaptive method
is now gain 1 condition token first.
Nice. Yeah, because it used to be you can't use it unless there's a condition token. Now you can just swap it. That's good. And then your Mormons. This is completely changed.
Yeah, this is completely changed.
Oh, that's a completely changed because it used to be just this Dauntless and Emboldened. Now it's stay at your posts,
which is like a supply 8 in a way.
Yeah, it's basically a supply 8. It's heal and it's a friendly unit that passes morale test with a short range. It's really powerful.
It's pretty powerful from my point of view. Yeah,
and stand your ground.
Yeah. So I think you can combine veterans or maybe Shadow Tower Spearman, which you will see in a bit. Yeah.
Okay. So it's above to the sort of the tier 2 commanders of Night Watch, which is good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's take a look again and the next slide.
Yeah.
All right. So Cohens is going to
5 points.
Yeah, it makes
Yes,
sense.
suck
Yeah.
it.
There's a lot of happy people today.
Suck it, Brett.
Oh, you want to bring Brett's name in here? Okay. Sure.
I call people's name all the time.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, Cohen's going to 5 points. I think he does have some stat line changes, if I recall.
He is much better now at combat because 6 dice instead of 4. Raven Flock is the same. Eyes of the Crow.
I think the other key thing is Cohen's is 3+ to save instead of 4+ to save.
Oh yeah, so he's now like an actual combat unit instead of just a guy who holds objectives and like charges enemy backline, repositions at the back, and just do a lot of things. Now it's like a proper combat unit. But 5 points is huge. It's huge.
I guess the next big change that people wanted to see was Ranger
Is
Hunter.
that Ranger Hunter changes? Hold
It's
on.
4+ to hit for their range now.
Ha! Suck it.
But their dice are
yeah.
764 instead of 754.
Whatever. It's 4+. We've seen what happens with 4+, right, Kai? With veterans.
Yeah, then we also have Ranger Trackers. I think their melee profiles change only. Yeah, so they're 5+ to 4+ now. That makes sense. And they only roll 5-4 instead of 6-4.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so that concludes this one. I hope Ranger Hunters become less of a problem moving forward. Although I highly doubt it. I expect
highly doubt it.
to still be around.
I highly doubt it because it's still 4+ on the initial like because the modus operandi of Ranger Hunters, you charge in and then you quick fire and you charge in using the John's free card.
Yeah, that's true.
Blah blah blah. So
yeah,
it reduces their killiness, but at the same time, John still gives them vulnerable, so it gives the DPS output like still there.
That's true. Very true.
But yeah, 4+ is good.
All right, let's go to the next page. Okay, Shadow Tower Spearman is getting 3+ save in this slide. So that's the change to Shadow Tower Spearman. Veterans of the Watch is gaining precision, if I recall. Everyone's getting precision these days, right?
All right, I'm stopping playing Giants. I'll just quit playing Giants right now. Bloody hell.
Then Builder Scorpion is getting 1 more dice, but they no longer deal wounds to cavalry or monsters or war machines.
Ooh, alhamdulillah. They don't kill
so
Giants anymore. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Ish, maybe. Who knows? Okay.
Right. So I think this concludes this slide as well. Let's move on to the. Wait, give me a moment. Let me see what's the next slide first before I go. Oh no, I'm potatoing again.
Oh no, potato becomes potato.
Oh no, I think I left out one card. Then I must have to save that for another video. That's fine. Next slide is a lot of changes that I cannot describe.
Oh my god, what is this?
Yeah, but the big one I guess is Autel. Autel no longer get bonus from zones.
Yes, no longer that stupid ballista carrying guy from the tower just shooting you and give you like extra buff.
Yeah.
Is that a Corin? Oh, that's not the Corin NCU.
That's the 2-point Corin is now 1 point, I believe. As well as the 2-point Edison Paulette. How do you pronounce his name? I'm pronouncing it as toilet.
Toilette?
Yeah.
Toilette? Sounds French.
Yeah. So there are some changes to Crester's ability.
Okay, I'm not too familiar here with Nightwatch, so I'll let the expert.
So if I recall, Benjamin Stark gains Stark Fury. He gets a rework. He doesn't have Stark Fury previously.
He gets Stark Fury. His name is Benjamin Stark. Come on.
Yeah. Then Dennis Manister, if I recall, his ability is a lot easier to work with for the bonus for the effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they choose one, and then they get +1 for each destroyed rank. So I believe it's slightly easier to trigger that effect.
Yeah, for me, it's a little disappointment when I didn't see anything change with the Amon.
Amon is still around, yes.
Yeah, he's still around with no one touching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amon is still going to run around crazy for a while. Yeah. So I think the big thing on this page to go through is Autel has gone through a nerf, and I think that's the big one that everyone wants to take note of. Because I think a lot of us have PTSD of Autel throwing orbital bombardments at us. So I think we are just going to end it here because unfortunately we cannot really break down deep into Night's Watch today because these are a lot of changes and we're not very sure about the changes ourselves. Yeah, so let's move on. I believe it should be. Let me see what's the next slide. Oh, it's free folk already. Yay! So with that concludes this section. So we will now bring. We'll now let Saravin take a break and we'll bring in. Let's see. We'll bring in Kai back because he is the guy with the most experience fighting free folk in this group.
You mean me?
Yeah, and Evandra will still be with us.
Every nerf that comes in, you're going to see me very happy and Evan very sad.
Oh, never mind. I see Reaper buff.
Yeah, whatever. Take it. You can have that.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. One at a time. So Harmless Bannerman attack. Oh, tactical reposition. Ooh.
Oh,
I like. Is it still
Okay.
2 points though? Because otherwise they're still kind of unplayable.
Yeah, if it's 2 points, it's 2 points. But wasn't?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Batman was 2 points. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Still
Shifting.
unplayable.
I don't know, man. 3 extra inch on a giant is quite scary.
Maybe. And then that's the Weeper Commander, I assume. Yeah, that's Weeper Commander. It just gains fishes. Thank God. So now it's the same as the attachment version. Oh, Jon Snow change. Jon Snow NCU buff. It used to be that he only picks up a card. Now he gets +1 more altas. Are you serious? Are you serious? All right, fine. But you know, never mind.
Who are you going to use that on?
Okay, steer 4 points is huge. Steer 4 points is huge. Steer 4 points is super huge because he gives +1 attack dice and Sundering. If you give him on Spear Wife, extremely powerful. Steer is good. Yes.
Okay. Previously, I feel like Free Folk, their NCU suite is already pretty solved. You never change, right?
Ladyfell is nerfed. No longer gives vulnerable.
But you still get to perform maneuver retreat.
Yeah.
Still a good card. I'm still jealous of that card. Is my
never
point.
mind. Sorry, steer is changed. It's no longer. I saw the card on the bottom. It says it's treated as having +1 rank for attack dice. So it's not like just +1 straight up dice. It's +1 rank for attack dice. So it doesn't buff giant. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's
so it's okay. I mean, it's 5 points to 4 points, which is you need to have 4 points NCU for free folks. It's the way it is. Tormund Thunderfist, is that the commander? That should be the commander.
Is this the same? I think. Oh,
He gets overrun, he loses Furious Charge.
Oh.
Yeah, it used to be just straight up Sundering.
Oh, straight up Sundering. Cool. So now you can bring
so
them in tens. Yeah, so that makes it powerful.
Or, yeah. See, these are buffs to things that are generally you don't see that often. So this is good. I do still hope that we're getting nerfs to the more powerful cards, but maybe on the next page.
Yep, we're going to the next page soon. I guess you guys don't want to talk about Rattle Shirt because Rattle Shirt is still Rattle Shirt.
Rattle Shirt is still Rattle Shirt.
Yeah, I'm hearing his cards.
He's a meme commander with Bear Rider, whatever.
Yeah.
Go on.
So let's just quickly move on to the next page.
I'm a meme. It's fine. Oh, Mass Raider 5 points. Okay. Somehow playable.
Oh, okay. Hit and Run is there.
Oh, is that the nerf to Faramir?
What's the nerf? 4 wounds plus.
Faramir rolls fewer dice, if I recall.
Yeah, he used to be 4. I think now it's just 3.
Yeah, he rolls fewer dice.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay. He's still going to be used the same way.
Everywhere. Yeah. Yep.
He's still going to be used as a cheap objective holder that doesn't die to crown zaps and whatnot. So
he's still not dying from crown zap. Well, okay, not like one rule, right?
Right.
It's 4 wounds. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So he's not gonna die to those. Yeah. So his main role remains unchanged, but slight nerf. I'll take what I can get.
Okay, and I think the next page for Free Folk is the biggest one that you guys will have today.
12-point man. 12
Raiders are losing insignificant.
Yes! Oh wait, what?
They're not insignificant. No. Yes, I get points for killing them now.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. The game just got a little bit more fair. So now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bring the endless hordes because at least now I score.
Yeah, bring the endless hordes. Man, I want to score please bring
every non-free folk player is sighing in relief
all right,
now.
Brett, you win, asshole. You win.
All right.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Okay.
look, there's changes to Bone Lord Chosen too, so I'm sure
Who
that's
the fuck
good.
cares
Right?
about Bone Lord Chosen? Okay, you know what? Okay, let's talk about Bone Lord Chosen. All right. Well, okay, what does it do actually? Hold on. Bone Lord Chosen used to be what? Hold on. I
Nice
need,
horrific
points.
visage.
oh shit! You need to bring them
Oh,
with,
6 points.
Yeah, it's
with
7 points to
battle
6
strength. Hold on.
points, and the one below is Follower of Bones.
Oh, right, the non character version.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay.
So,
hold on.
like,
Yeah,
Follower
Bone
of
Lord
Bones-
Chosen used to be 6 points. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. It's
Follower
still
of
not
Bones
gonna get me
basically
to play.
get more dice on second rank and +1 to morale. So they are like 7+ previously, now they're 6+ morale.
It's a buff. It's a buff.
It's
So
a
now
buff.
you don't
But
rely only on raiders.
But they no longer have. Okay, you know what? Fine. Follower of Bones. Yeah,
6
okay.
points. 6
You know what?
points.
I think a
fine.
lot of people are celebrating that insignificant is gone
Raider
from
change.
the game.
Raider change is fucked up. Okay.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
It's
Yes.
good. It is good.
All right. I'm selling my free folk.
No, you're not gonna sell your free folk, dude.
I'm not gonna sell my free folk. But god damn it. Okay, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna
Hey,
play.
now
Time-
we can
from
fight
now on.
equally, dude.
Time to play other things than 4
I see-
raiders
I see.
and 2 trappers. Nurse trappers too.
That's not. This is the last page for free folk.
Ah, okay. I'm happy though. I'm happy. I feel like it addressed one of the most
All right,
negative
I'm-
play experience against Free Folk in that I can kill
Okay,
his
I-
entire army and not score. So I am happy. I am content.
All right. So with that, we'll conclude the free folk section. Let's bring back Saravin back because we are going to neutrals. So it'll be Evandra, Saravin, and myself on neutrals for this one. So let's talk about neutrals. Let's move to the next slide. So the first thing we'll go through neutrals is Vago Horde and the new tactic card changes.
Yeah, Triton is changing.
So
yes.
Triton
So
has
this-
changed. Exploit weakness has gotten the same treatment as Tywin's exploit weakness.
Yes.
Adaptive method now gives the +1 token like we saw in Manister. What's his name? Danny's Manister, whatever the guy name is. Worth the risk. It now also heals 2 upon success. Spoils of War, the 1+ is changed. So the moment you kill something, the Spoils of War card gives you a lot of effects.
It's just like Pillet with the extra step, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a buff to the neutral faction.
Yeah, it's good to see that technical card has changed.
Yeah. So like maybe this will help make neutrals playable on their own. We won't know yet. But we'll see the next slide in a bit, and then you will start to think that neutrals is playable. So I mean these buffs are kind of clear what they do. Let's take a look at the units now. Why is it
Is that a
okay.
whoa? Okay, hold on.
So as you can remember, I told you about adaptive style because Golden Company
Wow.
Swordsman is gaining adaptive style.
Yeah, and
So that's a big one for you guys to realize.
Company.
Wait. Elephant is how many points?
Elephant is 6 points now.
It used to be 7.
It used to be 7.
Yeah, and if the Golden Company has like 7, so I still cannot use it.
Don't worry, we'll go to the next slide in a bit to show you how you can bring elephants. Don't worry.
Hold on. So we got Zorstrider. Zorstrider change is
For Molly Armament, so Zord Rider change, Molly Armament now works from the front.
Oh, that's huge.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, it's just when attacking. So
Ooh.
it's back to like the old source before the nerf. Well, the
Oh.
nerf.
So as you guys recall, Molly Armament is also seen in another unit called Brazen Beast. So stand by for that. And Kai is celebrating.
like
Is that a Lycine's change, right?
License change because of the pillage change. It's the same pillage mechanic that you expect, but the overall nerf is that they do get 6+ morale, but their maximum dice output is now 8 instead of 9.
oh,
So
Yeah,
that's
because
a slight
9 dice on a 5-point unit is a bit ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely a bit ridiculous. Yeah. I just want you guys to remember that Golden Company Swordsman is one of the biggest takeaway for today because it gets adaptive style. So that's 10 dice with precision and sundering that affects the whole round if you think about it.
ooh.
So with certain commanders like Gregor or Victorion with additional assault orders, you can cause a lot of damage with Swordsman. Yeah. So just be aware that this unit exists and I expect it to cause a lot of problem in the meta.
I think the Sword Rider is like will come back like very very stronger.
Yeah, it's definitely stronger. So maybe this can help you fight Ranger Hunter.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll find out we'll find out soon. All right, so let's quickly move on to the next slide. So the reason why I say Golden Company elephants are still choosable, is that the word used? Is because Golden Company officer is gaining
Varies 4
affiliation.
points.
So in theory, you can
Varies
put him in any unit and then you're allowed to bring the elephant.
The Lord Valid for 4 points. This is insane. You know?
Oh yeah, so let's go to the next
Jagged for
units.
4 points, position
Varys is now
everywhere.
4 points
Fires.
to match with Kaiban, I guess. So
This is
Varys
OP
might...
with 5 points, but now he is 4. So I will
Yes.
take him every time.
Yeah. Will you pick him
But
over
I
Baelish?
think- Yeah, it's pretty good to change the like point for neutral NCU. Previously, if I want to play neutral faction, only 4 point NCU available is Peter Baelish. Yeah. So I think we cannot like play 8 activation with neutral. It's all stuck with 5. It's all stuck with 7 activation. Yeah. It's pretty good to see.
Yeah, but don't forget the pass
Yeah.
mechanic is coming into the game also. So don't forget that neutrals can use the passes as well.
Yeah. And pass mechanic is coming.
So Jaqen Hagar is 4 points as well. Don't worry that it's 4 points. I know people are worried about Melisandre. We'll go through Melisandre later. So don't worry so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dervish gets +1 to morale. I think nobody cares about Stormcrow Dervishes. So yeah.
Albert does.
Oh, he does? I mean, he's a good Gregor carrier, so I give him that.
But Albert likes the weird stuff, so
Yeah, that's fair lah. But for those that don't know, again, Albert is an Indonesian player, so just take note for reference. All right, so I think we all agree that neutrals are going to be somewhat playable. Varys will probably start competing with Baelish, so that will be interesting. So I think we can conclude the neutral section right now. I believe that's the last slide for neutrals. Yes, it is. So let's go on to Targaryens. Thank you, Saravin, for joining us. We'll now go back to Kai, where we will do our Targaryen showcase.
I am happy.
Yes, you've seen the tease to Brazen Beast already, so let's continue that path. But first,
Stormcrow Dervishes are also Targ units, just to...
Yeah, that's fair. But okay, never mind. Let's just look at the Targaryen's tactic card changes first.
Okay, here we go. Fire and Blood.
Fire and Blood's trigger is changed as well, if I'm right, to after rolling charge attack.
After roll, okay, that's good. Same. Oh, but yeah, I see the. It's the same as the devastating charge. So there's some plus, some minus, but that's okay. Now, Unstoppable Advance. This used to be like one of the cards that I discard all the time. But now, when a friendly unit ends a march, target all enemies in short range, they become weakened. Suddenly, this is my favorite card. Wow, Unstoppable Advance just got really good.
Yeah, so these are cards that you can expect to help you a little bit better.
This is insane. It's mass. Weaken is not generally a token that Targaryen can produce easily. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm never discarding this card again.
Oh, that changes his.
Oh, wow.
All right, so let's go on to the more meat and grindy stuff that he wants to see. Let's go through the next slide.
Veterans. Oh! It's 4 points. Okay.
Yes.
His
go
dart.
slowly. His dart is 4 points.
Okay.
Zaro doesn't really have change. It just has some clarity in 2 of the zones. I think
Sure.
Yeah. Piapri is an interesting one.
Each time you may replace the zone effect with reveal. Oh.
Yes, Piapri can see the opponent's entire hand.
Okay. So it's a straight up buff because normally it's just discard at random, and now you see their hand. Okay. And then he now returns tactic cards from you. Wait, this is bullshit. Are you saying that now Marcellin can mass produce freed men?
Oh, I did not notice that change. Thank you for bringing
no!
it.
That's kind of bullshit.
Mass production of people.
Yes.
Okay. Piatri. Wow. Okay. Piatri used to be kind of a meme. Like I know Brick loves Piatri.
I love him.
He can't shut up about Piatri, but I always thought he was kind of a meme. But holy God. Recycle, and it doesn't have to be a commander card. It doesn't have to be a deck card. It could be anything. Oh wow!
Is there any card? It's not a commander card.
Yeah.
Khal
You know who got really
once per game. So
okay, sure, fine, whatever. That's an extra.
I'm just saying. it's not mass produced. It's only maximum one-time
Is it a
reproduction.
once per? Oh yeah, it is a once per game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, very powerful effect, especially because there are cards like Mother Dragons, who relies so much on Fire Made Flesh that she can use it one extra time now. That's a big deal. Wait, okay. Jorah attachment
It's
is now one.
free. It's free.
What
Oh
is?
no, the zero. I was looking at the zero one.
Oh, what? Jorah attachment is now 0, so there's never any reason not to bring him if you have Queen of Marine. Oh, that's a buff to both Queen of Marine and Mother of Dragons. Yeah, because I never bring this guy. I mean, is one point. So this is how you buff him. You make him free. That's that's the only way we will bring him. Okay. What about the other guy? He has martial training, which is good, and stand your ground. Each time an enemy perform, that enemy does not gain charge. Okay. So
Yes,
all Joras are buffed across the board there.
except
Even
one, which you'll find out soon.
solo Jorah.
Yeah,
Oh
you'll
boy.
find out a bit.
Okay.
I think
here
the
we go.
Jorah Moment the Under, it's probably a potential to put in Sword Masters, even if it's 8 points, because martial
Nah.
training with precision is interesting.
Yeah, but
Oh, wait,
you already
not-
get the reroll anyway.
Yeah, you
so-
already get reroll. That's true.
Yeah,
It's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, it's not
You
worth it.
use it definitely on the pikemen because the pikemen could use like
yes.
extra damage, and they're supposed to be your tank. So
Yes,
All right.
that's true. Stand your ground goes well with Pikeman also.
okay.
All right, so let's move on to the next slide. I think it'll be more interesting.
Veterans? No veterans. Okay, Okay, we've seen subjugation, we've seen Warcry, and we've seen devastating impact. So the only new thing here is Targaryen supremacy. After the enemy completes an attack, that enemy suffers 1 panic test. If that enemy is engaged with Daenerys unit, okay. +1 wounds on failure. Okay, I see. What's the change though? Let me check.
I'm
What's
trying
the
to
difference?
change also. They say there was a change. I'm not
Oh wait,
too-
it used to be you have to control crown. I remember
Ah.
this, right? So
Mm.
now it's as long as it's Daenerys, which is tricky, but at least you don't have to control crown, which is the weakest zone anyways. So yeah, big buff to Daenerys because she gets a free Jorah now.
Ah. Okay.
It's
We'll
funny
go-
how the correct price for Jorah is free.
0.
It's like remember old Brienne in Renly?
Yeah. Oh, so simps are 0 points now. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to the next slide.
Veterans.
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, okay. Lots of new ones here. Pathetic attempt. Target the attacker. They suffer 2 hit. Oh, so interestingly, this is the same as Martell Heroes. There's a new Martell Hero that has pathetic attempt, and I noticed that the effect has changed. So now this is in line with that one, which is pretty good because you can still deal 6 hits if you're intact. So that's good. Count the cuts, target the defender, attach this card to them until they destroy. Oh, it's the VP extra VP card that all Targaryen cannot restore wound. Hey, Greyjoys are gonna hate us even more. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, Greyjoys are gonna hate it.
Greyjoys are gonna hate us even more. I think that's a very powerful effect, though. Not being able to restore wound screws up so many factions. So Belwas with the new taunt and these 2 cards, I think his value just went up, which it's a good thing. And now victory comes hard after a friendly combat unit is attacked. If it passes its panic test, you attach it. Okay, this is the same. Oh, they buffed it. It used to just to be Sundering, and now they gain +1 to hit. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So for Mother of Dragons, I think there's only one change, and I suspect it's Dracarys.
Instead of performing an action, target 1 friendly. Yeah.
The draw tactics cards have changed around because one of them have changed, and yeah, the overrun text got shifted somewhere else, I think.
Okay, so they all now get this draw 1 tactic card, which I don't think people will use much because Dracarys is so powerful. But it's always nice to have an option, I guess. So it's okay. That's good.
Mm.
Dragon's Flight is also the same. I think it's Dragon's Flight is also
Maybe just the draw one tactics card then.
yeah. So that's good.
Mm.
And finally, Fire Made Flesh.
Should be the same.
Defender only suffers 1 wound. Oh, it's the same.
Yeah, so just a draw one tactics card, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Still,
Okay. Still okay.
Good buff to the guys that I never used otherwise. So that's good.
All right, let's move on to the unit cards, if I'm right. Next slide, we'll start taking a look at the units. Starting with
I see Brazen Beast.
Brazen Beast is now
I
5
see
points.
Oh! Okay.
Brazen Beast is 5 points. Motley Armament is hitting from the front, and I think they have a reduction in their attack dice stat or their 4+ to hit. I need to double check.
But armor 5. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 5 point is a very important piece for Targaryen because I don't think we have 5 pointers other than Stormcrow mercenaries. So having an extra one like this with Sentinel, no less, this will open up a lot of list building because 5 points is the building block of any list, I feel. So yeah, I don't know how good they'll be, but they're cheap enough that even if they're not great, that it doesn't take away too many points.
Yep. So
okay.
Yeah, so I think more people use Brazen Beast. I hope more people starts to use Brazen Beast. In fact, it's such a rare unit.
I think so.
So
it's really cool. Too.
The other thing change is Outriders. It gains precision, but we saw this with the T's before.
Yeah.
So let's look at Screamers instead. What changed with Screamer? They gain
Screamer now has native Sundering, 6 points.
Yeah.
Oof. So, a 6-pointer.
I guess the big question is, will you play Screamers?
I have like 3 of those. So yeah. So another thing that indirectly affects the value of these guys is that when you play an all cavalry, normally you don't have that activation. But now that doesn't matter as much as you have the pass token, right? So between the screams and the outer buffs, I think I'm gonna go back to play my old all Dothraki list.
Interesting. So see whether that performs then. Yeah. All right. Let's look at the unfortunate part about Targaryens, which is Jorah. Jorah the Explorer, as it's officially known in the community as a meme. It's unfortunately getting a nerf. Well, a side grade, not really a nerf. Yeah. So Jorah is going to 4 points.
Well, you win some, you lose some, Kai.
That is true.
But he's also getting some buff. He's now 3+ morale instead of 4+.
Oh, yay!
That helps a little bit,
Hey man, I can't tell you how many times he died to a crown zap. People just like take the chance.
And he also gets one more.
Okay. Well, okay. Now, I think he's still usable. But normally you always bring Jorah before you bring a freedman because he can score. He has an effect. Now that they're different point costs, the freedman has more usability. I don't know if I can fit him as often as one is.
Hey, but the Brazen Beast gone down 1 point. You can.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. If I bring Brazen Beast, I can have that too. It's good because it used to be a crutch. It used to be that any Targaryen list, I feel, you always bring Jorah. So now, if he gets nerfed, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. I will accept the 1 point increase for the other things in the previous.
With that, we're concluding Targaryens. So. Do you have any last words, Kai, regarding your opinion?
Well, Screamers are definitely the big surprise here. Sundering used to be something that we struggle with. Once you see a plus save, you just don't know if you hurt them. So I'm looking forward to bringing out multiple Screamers. You get multiple Screamers in the start, but you always only bring one, right? So I'm happy to trap my Screamers.
All right. So
is Jorah used to be speed 6?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he used to be speed 6. Never mind.
Yeah. So with that, we will now conclude our Targaryen section. Thank you, Kai. We'll now bring back Saravin, if I'm right, for the Mattel section. Yes, we are gonna look at Mattel now.
It's gotta be my new main.
Well, I hope you guys are expecting not a lot from Mattel.
I don't expect any changes. To be
Yeah,
honest.
try not to expect them to get a buff. I hope you don't, because they're not getting a lot.
As a player, I expect the nerf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
I
expect
expect a
nerfs.
nerf to Doran.
Yeah.
So yes, let's start going through them. Let's move to the next slide. Let's look at the first thing, the tactics card. Oh, so
Lord.
if you guys don't know, that is Gerald Dane, also known as Dark Star. That is from Mattel Hero Box 2.
Oh, hey.
Ain't out yet, but he's getting us. It was already revealed that Lone Knight was, that card. So we decided to include in this discussion.
Mm.
So Lone Knight is getting a buff. Previously, it doesn't work even in long range of enemy units. Now it's only no other friendly units in long range.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the set order.
Intercept order is also going through a change, like you saw with Tyrion. If it targets Oberyn's unit, you can choose you can give a condition token. Yeah. So yeah, we've seen this already. So let's just quickly move on. There's not a lot to discuss here aside from Lone Knight being useful.
It used to be very difficult.
Yeah. So let's move on. All right. First changes are the Oberyn changes. Oh goodness me, that's a lot.
And the call winner.
Precision.
So the
Listen
first one
again.
is the Commander Oberyn gains precision.
Yeah, and
Yeah, precision's good.
yes,
And
good.
yeah, precision's good. That's it. Precision's good.
Yeah.
Did you take the expert deal this out on?
Oh, Harmon Uller nerf. No longer
Yes, Commander
supply aid.
Harmon Uller.
Yeah, how many of those?
Ooh, no longer supply aid. Oh, that's
This is
huge.
what I'm talking about. He doesn't need the supply aid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The supply aid make him very strong.
Ooh, that's huge.
Yeah.
So I think that's the two key changes. The others are I do apologize. I did not make this slide
Let's get
properly.
the expert
Yeah,
deal
the
this
Oberyn
back.
2.0 Oberyn is just basically going through a title change
The
to
typo on
the
expert
stick.
deal this.
The snake.
There's no
Really?
other changes
His
to
title,
his ability.
used to become from what to hold on. I
I think it was Red Viper. They swapped it around. Yeah.
And now it's just called the snake.
Yeah. That's it. There's no changes there. I'm sorry about the slight error, but yes.
Bloody hell.
Typo on
But
the
hold on.
expert deal this slide.
Expert Duelist is on 3+.
No. That's the yeah, I'm gonna get that rectified as well. It should be 5+. Yeah. This is the old one. So yeah, give me some time to rectify that on the back end. Yeah. So yeah, the main thing here is Oberyn Commander gains precision and Harmon Uller gets the nerf.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So I hope we
think
see
it's
less
fine.
Harmon Uller.
Yeah.
Next slide. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next slide. All right, the big one, Doran Mattel is now only giving 1 VP instead of 2 VP.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, ouch. I guess it was a bit too much.
yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit
it
too
was
much,
a
but
bit too
it makes
much. Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
The previous Doraemon is just like you auto win when you put him. He just claim everything he wants and you gain 4 points for free. That's like half of the victory point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Tyne
okay.
sends heal 1 wound.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah,
Like
Tyan
him.
doesn't. I used to like Tyan, but then like the other suite of NCU for Martel is just too powerful compared to Tyan. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So now we just move on then. Now that you know that Doran gets the nerf bet that we all want. Yeah. So let's move on. Let's move on to Baratheons. Oops. Yeah, that's all the changes.
Instead
Yeah,
of
so-
Martel, I think that the Martel cards are still pretty strong.
Yeah, Mattel is still pretty strong. Yes.
Yeah, it's like lighting temperature still strong as before. I expect a nerf on this one, but
Yeah.
that's okay. Because
I think Mattel's will still be decent. It's just they may not be able to rely on Harmon Uller.
yeah,
Yeah. So we'll see what the Mattel players start to do next, knowing that Mattel Hero Box 2 is coming out, always out already. So we'll see. Yeah. All right. So let's just move on to the Baratheon section. We'll thank Saravin for his time. All right. Let's bring KK back in the fold. We're going to look at Baratheon.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. All right, the first change is a tactics card change that a lot of people are dreading, and they are happy to see change. That's your Baratheon.
Oh,
Wow.
Baratheon Justice only gives panic or vulnerable now. If you control
Wow.
crown or envelope, they get both instead. There's no longer a weakened token.
okay. Quick question: what if
Yeah.
the friendly unit just like let's say Lannister triggers a morale test on them? Then they can't play this card.
They can play the card, but it has no effect.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you're
Okay.
right to say also the trigger has changed. I just noticed that.
Yeah,
That
because
is
the
actually a
trigger
hard
now,
nerf.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
from an attack.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
right now this suits the Queensman usage of their order a lot better now, because they can pull this out and then play this immediately. But it's still enough. It's still enough overall for this card.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate, but Parathons are taking a hit here. All right, let's go and look elsewhere for hopefully Baratheon buffs. I think we should see some. Yes,
Ooh,
the many
Renly.
Randys are getting buffed.
Precision again. Okay.
So yes, Randy 2 is getting precision.
Stop it! Stop it!
Everyone
it!
is getting precision, Van. How
no
are Giants
more
feeling?
giants.
Guys,
No
please.
more giants.
To all the designers, stop just slapping precision on anything and just calling it a day. Stop it. Stop it.
No more giants.
Stop it.
No more giants.
Fucking stop it. Seriously. give us like 2+, 3+ armor safe unit. Fine. Precision. Fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Continue.
Okay. For the Renly cards, I do see some buffs for the Knights of the Summer and Lavish and Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
previously I
Randy
thought
cards
those
are
two
no
were
longer punishing
playable.
cards.
Yeah.
Lavish and Cameron used to punish you a little bit. It's no longer the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say Laura's healing. Okay, suits the Renly faction. Courtney. Let's see what is the change to Courtney. Oh, Mind of the Throne.
Yes. So both. He's getting the Might of the Throne instead. So
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a huge change. Basically, he operates like what's his name? Kevin Lannister.
Kevin Lannister.
Yes, he's gonna operate like Kevin Lannister.
Wait, this is a big buff.
Yeah, it's
Because
definitely
they
a big buff.
basically have Tyrion's ability for bookkeeping, and then they have Kevin's way of attacking.
Mhm.
Holy shit. This is a buff for Baratheons. Courtney,
Yeah.
it's Renly faction?
I believe so. Yes, this should be the Randy
Yeah.
buff. Yes.
Courtney's in Renly, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Renly faction just got a big buff.
Yeah, because bookkeeping now it comes in with like just It used to be you have to pick between like the other version of Courtney. Now it's just get a straight up like you're
Yeah,
still
and-
like you're still letting go of like the Courtney MCU, which is very powerful. But this is a good commander to have.
No, but the thing is this, Might of the Throne is a very, very strong ability, like, in Kevin. And that's what makes Kevin powerful in Crossbows.
Is that Thornwatch Courtney Penrose a thing now?
Yeah, I don't think
Think-
so.
What do you mean? Well, think about it. Free shot, short range, whatever. But okay, you know what? That's a bad idea.
Short range, no. Short range, is a no.
The problem is the short range. It's so hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's just a no for short range.
Unless they change Thornwatch, who knows? Controversial.
Yeah, it's a possibility lah. So we'll see.
We'll see. Let's go.
So I think that concludes this part. Unless you have anything else to say, because yes, all the Randys are getting buffed. Maybe they're playable. They're probably playable, but I don't think they're like super good. But I guess Randy 2 will see more play again because Boisterous Charisma becomes a more relevant ability as each new update comes by. Yeah, so we'll see. But let's move on to the next slide. These are the Stannis half. So Melisandre, let's focus on Melisandre first because that's the big one. Melisandre Bomb, as it's often called in the community. Melisandre Bomb can only be used in long range of the unit that she influences. So she can no longer round 1 Melisandre Bomb unless she outflanks with Davos or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's an. Oh, I guess to be fair, with like Yakan going down to 4 points,
Yes.
it does like alleviate a huge. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, okay. I guess it's warranted.
So the tactics card out there are all changed. You can see Fealty the Crown already by Davos. So Fealty is already getting buffed, just like the original Fealty from Lannister. Everything now operates like a supply 8, if I'm right. So
Everything is a supply 8, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's just played.
For Exo Florin, his tactics cards are going through quite a big change. I think like the Fiery Resolve was like a Panic Test related one.
Not just Morale Test, is it?
Yeah, so that is getting like a somewhat nerf because it no longer can like deal a lot of wounds like before or something.
Yes, used to be like you just force them like a Panic Test and then like take like a lot of damage. Yeah. Which is fine because Axel used to be like the Melisandre carrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Fury Charge is also changed. I'm not
I think
sure.
Future might actually be a buff.
Could be. It used to say Auto 6 becomes Panic. Now it's just Panic and Vulnerable.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? After this attack is completed, unless the attacker becomes vulnerable? Oh, that's a nerf.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. So Fury Charge used to say that this unit becomes vulnerable, but now if it's a reload unit, you don't get the vulnerable.
okay. I see
Okay,
that's a buff.
so that's a buff.
So it's a buff, yes, correct.
Some sorts.
Then we have the OTK Stannis cards to look at.
Script Blow and Sundering, if it's reload unit against... Ooh, I like it.
Oh wow, Test
that
of Fate
correct?
looks good.
Yeah, Test of Fate, one morale test. Removes all condition. Oh, so it's a straight up buff, yeah, because it used to be just the first one. Yep. It's good.
Yeah. So
I didn't think Stannis required a buff, but
Well,
who knows?
I mean, again, who uses Stannis 2, right? If you have Stannis 1 and Stannis 3.
okay.
all right, so let's move on. So it should be the combat units. Oh no, that's attachment. Stag Knight Noble is now 1 point, but it loses one of its old abilities.
Go down fighting Iron Resolve. Okay.
Okay, Iron
Sure.
Resolve.
So I think it lost. Which ability did it lost? I think it lose the one that it lost. Let's see.
one?
Go down fighting Iron Resolve. It lost Stubborn Tenacity.
That's the auto wound, is it?
Yeah, the one that
Yeah,
you pass,
passing
you
morale
take,
test.
give them a suffer one wound. Yeah.
Yeah.
But does this attachment see play even?
No. But maybe you see
It
play
might.
more.
At one
Because
point
Iron
it
Resolve
might.
is starting to become relevant because Lannisters are getting so much panic damage buff.
How? This is propaganda. Like, what's
Yeah.
damage buff?
Nobody expects the
I mean-
Lannister Inquisition.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's move on.
Alright, let's move on.
Don't give us this Baratheon propaganda, you.
Alright, let's look at the
Oh.
unit changes. First up,
Sentinel 5 points. Okay, that's good.
Shit.
That's good. Stack Knight 7
Okay.
points.
7 points are Stag Knights are 7 points.
Okay, but Stag Knight's got enough.
Yeah, Stag Knights are no longer rolling 777. And
Aw.
Sentinels are no longer rolling 764, it's 754.
Yeah, I'll take that for like because you have also sustained assault, right? 777. Sentinel 4+2. Yeah, it used to be 4+2 hit. It still remains the same. Yeah. So no change. So the only changes is just 5 points now, and
It will be easier to
754.
build lists with.
Did
So
Stag Knights get a morale buff?
no.
It used to be 4. Yeah, it used to be 4-5. Still the same, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I can
Alright.
quickly check.
So I think the Baratheon players will be very happy because they have more options to work with. 5 point
Yeah,
unit
yeah.
makes it a lot
that's huge.
easier to work
That's
with.
huge.
Yeah, list building should be easier. Speaking of list building, let's move on. Because we are going to
Rose
look at the
Knights.
next 4 units.
Rose
Rose
Knight.
Knights. So why not we start with Rose Knight? Rose Knight gets a morale buff if I'm right, and they're rolling 765 instead of 754. So that's a slight buff.
Hold
Yes,
on.
These
the
are
same
7-point units or 6
Still a 7 point unit. Yeah. High Gunner Pikeman is the morale drop to 6. As an increase to it gets better. From 7+, it's now a 6+ for their morale.
That's
Yeah, but their spear is now 764.
I know. I need to see what Tornwatch does.
Yeah.
Tornwatch is now.
Towers
Swift
is still short
strikes
range, but the
two.
melee is 3+ to hit. But the range
Okay.
dice is now 654 instead of
Okay,
6+.
so actually, it's legit. Think about it this way: with the Courtney commander, you can give them auto charge, and then they retreat, they heal. So it's not. So they become a melee unit now, a proper melee unit, because of the 3+2 hit. Think about
So
it.
it's now instead of a range unit with a good melee attack, it's now a melee unit with a range
The
attack.
good range, yeah, exactly. Think about it. It's
not too bad.
Dumb. It's not too bad. So like at the start of for example, at the second round, you take crown, you auto charge with them, you retreat, the sword is open.
Mhm.
So
All right. And you must be wondering what is the Rainbow Guard change?
who cares?
There is no
I'm
change
kidding.
to Rainbow Guard in terms of stat line, but they are going from 8 points to 6 points.
Huh?
Yeah. Look at Evandra's face.
Oh wait,
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're going from
okay.
8 points to
That-
6
that's
points.
a buff. That okay. Oh, theoretically, it's a buff, but the thing is, Renly's Rainbow Guard. I fought Renly's Rainbow Guard with Joffrey Kingsguard. I still think Kingsguard is better, purely based on the abilities itself.
Just Lannister propaganda.
Hey, Counter Strike.
Panic damage won't matter.
But yeah, I mean, 6 points now. Rainbow Guard might be playable. Might be.
We'll see lah. But I think a lot of the Baratheon players are going to be happy because they do seem to have gotten a little bit more option with Rainbow Guards, Sentinels, and Stag Knight. So we'll see what the friendly players will do, especially.
I think Thornwatch, honestly, Thornwatch is a buff.
It is a buff, but at the same time, yeah.
We have to figure out a new way to use Thornwatch.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
We have to figure out how it works. We're not too sure how it works yet. Yeah, so I think that's going to conclude the Baratheon section. Hopefully, they have a slightly easier time ahead. Yeah, so let's move on to the Greyjoy section, which should still be the three of us, me, KK, and Van. So Greyjoy is my faction that I've been playing from like 8 months now. I'm very tired, so we're going to see what actually changes for them. Yeah, you're gonna hate it, KK, because you are on the receiving end of my Greyjoy nonsense.
Oh shit.
All right, let's look at Greyjoy. First, let's look at the technical cards. Finger Dance is getting a nerf. It only works in melee. So that's a nerf. So you should be slightly happy there. What is Dead May Never Die now has two effects, one or the other. Basically, if it will be destroyed, it suffers. It survives with one wound, just like Here We Stand that we saw at the start from Mage Moment. Or, at start of Friday turn, you can use it to heal 1 + 1 wound for each of this destroyed rank. I think it's similar to Aemon. It's basically like an Aemon. Aemon MCU. Iron Price, the effect is changing. The top effect is changing. It basically changes to that unit may remove 1 condition token. I think it was something else previously, but it's a good change of effect because removing condition tokens is actually very good for Greyjoy. Because we've seen that with Blast with Stone. We use Blast with Stone to remove weaken so that we can slap harder back. So this is a second card that can do the same thing. Yep. And then Raiding Call is just a quality of life change. There's nothing changed to it that really matters, but I just left it there. Yeah.
With this, I would say Finger Dance, what is it? I'll consider this too as a nerf. If we just look at the original effects. But what is it? May Never Die has gained a healing effect, which is a little bit annoying.
Yep.
Yeah, but the 1 wound in play without the condition of swords, I think, even though it's just 1 wound, thinking about it, okay, looking at it just like this, it seems like a nerf because you just have 1 wound left, but you're not subjected to swords anymore.
Yep, that's actually a slight buff. It's a side grade.
Yeah, it is side grade, yeah. Then the others, Raiding Call, nothing changed. Iron Price, like you mentioned with Blessed with Stone, removing weaken, it's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's go through that. Let's continue to look at Greyjoy. Let's move on. Oh, this is the big one. There's a lot of effects. Okay, let me just go through this slowly. From top left, Asha is losing the 5-up morale. She now gets Iron Resolve.
Lamau.
Likewise for her commander.
Good.
There's no more 5-up bubble.
Good.
Yeah.
Baylor Black Tide is now 1 point instead of 2 points. That will actually see play. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Eric Ironmaker, that's the commander version. He now gets Gift of Silver and Bronze. Each time a friendly unit claims back, this unit gains 1.
Oh,
that's a commander, is it?
Yeah, that's the commander. Then Theon Greyjoy, the one that has the Reckless Heroism, is now 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's not bad as well. Then Asha, I told you already. Balon Commander, that's Balon Commander down there, by the way, is getting quite a rework. He still has Filled by Slaughter, but now he has Kraken's Dew, which sort of is like a Godfather move where when he activates, he can take Village Token from other units, and then he can put it on his own unit. He can ask for tributes, basically.
And then he can remove it to heal.
He can remove it to heal, yes. So
Okay.
that's an interesting ability. They will probably see a lot of play. Because Balon is quite a popular commander.
Yeah.
So take note of that. Theon Commander is getting enhanced mobility, if I am right. So he is going to be a bouncy man again. So, yeah.
Victorion is a point difference.
Oh, no, sorry. He gains Order Sentinel. He gains Sentinel.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
and then the Victorion with Relentless is now 2 points.
That's a buff.
Yeah, that's definitely a buff, but we'll see whether he gets used. Yeah, but off the top of my head, as the resident Greyjoy player here, I think Balon Commander and Eric Ironmaker Commander are going to see a lot of play. Balon Commander especially. The reason being is their tactics cards are going to get buffed as well. We'll see that later. So to take note.
Okay.
Asha is still going to see play as a commander because Asha is very annoying with boisterous charisma right now. It's quite hard to fight her with boisterous charisma.
It is. But
Yeah.
the removal of the morale bubble it's a good thing.
Yeah, but don't
for a
forget
Lannister
that
player.
the reason why that happened was because Greyjoy, when they get their first pledge token, they get +1 morale.
Yeah.
So it's going to be almost the same, except at the start.
Mm.
Right, so
Okay.
let's move on quickly. All right, so let's look at Victarion. Okay, so let's look at the top left. We go from top left to right, and then we go to the second row. Victarion Commander is gaining Vicious. So that is a big buff because if you put him in, what's his name? Reverse.
Reaper?
He gets both Sundering and Vicious, which is quite a good package. Yeah. Then Dagmar Cleftjaw, his knowledge paid in iron. You now only require to burn 1 pillage token from a friendly unit instead of 2. So he can take the tactic card back or look at the opponent and discard 1 card. So that's the change.
Shit.
Yeah. So yay, some control options from Greyjoy. Iron Endurance and Goals of Law are going through quite a big change from last I recall. Let me see what exactly is the change because that's a very wordy card. Yeah, so Iron Endurance used to be just block D3 if you burn 1 pillage. Now, if you target defenders, it blocks 1 no matter what. And then you attach it to the Greyjoy unit like a Vow, like the Night's Watch Vow. While attached, they get these bonuses based on pillage. So they get additional effects based on the amount of pillage token they have on top of the existing pillage effect, which is +1 morale and +1 attack dice. Likewise, for Goals of Law, it's also going through a massive change. If perform moral test, it may reroll. On the success, you attach. And then based on pillage token, they get modifiers. So the first one is +1 morale. The second one is if you get pillage, it will restore 1 wound instead. So yay! I think Eric Ironmaker is going to be playable. I don't think KK has fought this commander before, so he's a bit.
I have once, and I think I'm looking at the old Ghost of Law versus the new one. But previously it was just auto pass. This is now subjective. If you have to, you have to pass the morale test to get the buffs. So I don't know. If you manage to pass the morale test with this card, it's a big buff. But yeah, it is really subjective to the Greyjoy unit passing the morale test now. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much that. So Greyjoy has a plus morale. We'll see that. But don't forget, they still have BTC, Black Tide Chosen. Yeah, so like Greyjoy's morale is actually not as bad as people think they are going to be. So anyway, let's continue on. Drown Prophet is still 2 points, but it gains go down fighting. So more auto wounds. So take note.
Precision again?
No, there's no precision here. Acceptable Sacrifice by Balon is going through a massive change. It no longer gives that +1 morale and then the unit suffer 1+1 panic damage. Instead, it now suffer 2 wounds and become panic. But that unit, one unit in long range, gains one pillage for each wound it suffered. So it's a ramp card. It's a ramp card to get pillage token faster.
And with Balon's new ability, he can heal off the wounds.
Yes. Or you can just put it on Drown Man. You just take the Drown Man, take the 2 wounds and the panic token, and then throw two pillage on another unit. Don't forget, Drown Mans are still in the game.
That's the buff.
Yeah, that's a huge buff in a way. I personally like it a lot. The second card that he sees change is the Old Way. The Old Way, I mean, all 3 cards are changed. You already saw the Price of Failure. So this is the third card actually. So this one is the change is he doesn't have to expend the pillage token unlike before, if I am right to say. Because previously you had to burn the tokens for the Old Way. Now it's no longer the case. If you have 1 token, he can reroll. You have 2 tokens, you auto pass. Yeah. And then the bottom effect is also changed. It basically hits hard. So previously, I believe you can discard 1 to just reroll. Now, if you have 1 token, he becomes vulnerable. If he has 2 tokens, he gets the reroll. Yeah.
Big buff for Balon then.
Yeah, it's quite a big buff for Greyjoys in general in the tactics card department.
Okay.
I think we can see a lot of changes here, but let's just move on quickly. All right. So, okay, this is going to be hard to dissect. Wendomir, okay, so we're going to look at the NCUs now. Wendomir only starts with 0 token. He
Yeah,
doesn't
Wendy's
start with-
nerfed.
Yeah,
Thank
Wendy got
God.
nerfed. Yeah. Balon, NCU, if the unit dies and he revives them and they are not activated, they come in unactivated.
That's a
So
buff.
it's a
That's
small
a
buff.
buff.
It's a small buff.
Mokoro is 4 points.
Mokorio is a buff because he's now his
4 points.
top once per game. It's now like a winter is coming the way. The opponent cannot use order or tactics card.
Yeah.
So it might work for aggressive commanders like Victorion. Biron is a hard nerf.
Oh, it's
Biron
a
is
hard
now
nerf.
hardened.
It's just hardened. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a hard nerf.
Oh,
Good.
That's good. That's
Good.
good.
I
Very good. I
Christopher
dislike
is
him.
now the top ability is changed if I'm right. Christopher can select one zone, both players count and controlling the zone.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Christopher
It
can
used
no
to
longer
be-
block zone.
Yeah, it used to be just block zones. Now it's just
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Okay, Baron is huge. Baron
Yeah.
is huge.
Baron
Balon
is
is
Wendy,
good.
Baron and Wendy is huge.
Yeah, but
Very
Mokorio is huge also. Mokorio with Victorion is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And let's move on to the units.
Oh, is that the nerf to Bowman and Drownman?
Okay, I'm just going to go through this slowly because there are quite a lot of changes. Drawman
Right.
is easy. Drawman is just 5+ morale. They still suffer maximum 1 panic damage.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
Okay.
it.
Black Tide Chosen loses Dauntless, but gains back
Ah,
Divide the Spoil. Divide the Spoil on both Bowman and Black Tide Chosen is the same. They can throw pillage token from another unit or themselves to another unit. Yeah, in short
Okay.
range. So they're like the hot potato. They throw the pillage token like a hot potato. And you can do it multiple times and pass it left and right. So take note, you can have not a lot of pillage token, but you can support each other by throwing the pillage token left and right constantly. So that's quite cute. Then Reaper loses their fun Reaper's fervor from before. It becomes more of a last stand where if they are destroyed, you may perform 1 mini attack at their highest attack dice. So Reaper is a nerf
Not
over there.
as scary now.
Yeah, but they got prey on fear now, so
Oh,
so not that bad, not that bad. I
Yeah.
think everyone wants to know about Bowman because Bowman was rumored to be 5 points. I am happy to say that Bowmans are staying at 4 points. To the dread of all my opponents.
oh, but there's certain stat line changes.
Yes. So Bowman now is 654 instead of 664. They are also 6+ save and 8+ morale.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a nerf.
Yeah.
It's definitely a nerf.
small thing. The thing divide the spoils is now an order.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can
Previously,
you
it was
can-
just an default ability.
yeah. And because it doesn't have to come from their unit, they can help divide the spoils on other unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is interesting. All right, let's move on.
Bowman
All
are
right,
easier
so
to
you
kill.
already seen Reavers. Reavers are STs before, 3+ to hit with Sundering, and they're both token, they get reroll. And they also gain Furious Charge.
Okay.
Trappers are more or less the same, so there's nothing to discuss there. Iron Maker starts on 3+ save, and if they have 2 players token, they go to 2+. So it's similar to before. Yeah. And Silence Man is the big one that I think you guys should all be worried about, because Silence Man still has their old Silence Infamy on top of the new pillage mechanic where they get +1 attack dice and +1 morale. On top of that, if they have 2 pillage token, the opponents suffer additional -1 to their defense die roll. So let me be clear. They have Super Sundering at -2. They have Silence Infamy at -2. So that's -2 in 2 different directions, right? And they also gain Dauntless. So you can see that Silence Man is probably going to become a problem in the near future.
Yes, feels like a buff. Feels like a big buff for Greyjoys.
Yeah, it feels like a buff, and it's already like, well, plus minus, right? Because it used to be like Silent Spend plus Resilience guy makes them like sort of unkillable. So that's like the cornerstone of like the Greyjoy survivability, right? So now with like Dauntless, I think it's fine. You know, they will always
Now
heal
it's
1
just
point.
they on their own they can survive. They no
Exactly.
longer
They
require
don't
payroll,
longer need someone else, correct?
Yeah, which is a buff to be on its own.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean-
think if I remember correctly, the old Super Sundering used to be -3 with 2 pillage tokens, right?
I am not that familiar. Did Silence Man ever had that?
I think it's with each pillage. Let me have a look. Silence Man.
No, it's
Oh no,
minus-
they just had
-1 to their
Sundering.
morale.
They just had Sundering, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
So-
Silence Infamy. Now it's -2. Shit.
Yeah, so Silence Man, Greyjoy players are going to play a lot of Silence Man soon.
Time to
But
be
the
a
danger
Greyjoy.
is Silence Man doesn't have the protection of Biron, unlike before. Biron is nerfed to a hardened, even though it's 4 points. So Silence Men are tricky to use still because potentially they can die very easily. But
Mhm.
with potential of pass mechanic, they may consider 4-3 with a double Silence Man list. That is totally an option. Yeah. So I think with
Also
that,
not-
we can conclude the Greyjoy section, and we are also going to conclude the overall faction segment in general, and we'll bring everyone back into the fold. So let's bring everyone back. Van, Kai, and Saravin, you can come back. Sorry
Yeah.
for holding you guys up for so long, especially Kai and Saravin. Yeah, welcome back. All right, so you've seen all the changes for today. We have concluded and seen all the changes already. It's about 200 plus changes in total, even though it doesn't feel that much. I helped split to make sure that it's easier. What do you guys think? Let's start with KK. What is the one big change that you like and one big change that you are scared of?
I'll go with the change that I'm scared of first. Greyjoys, honestly, because the overall buff to the pillage token mechanics and overall changes to the units makes each unit a lot scarier. Even though they have lost some, like lost Baron, but now Baron, but now Balon the commander is now a viable commander now. That
Baron
is
the commander
something
was
I'm
always
scared of.
viable, but I guess he's more scary
It is,
now.
but it's a lot scarier now with the healing mechanics and then the changes to what is dead may never die. Is an addition. Is like supply it again. Different kind of supply it, like closer to Fear by Slaughter, I would say. But you can heal up to 3 wounds
Yeah.
or the start of a friendly turn, which is a lot of wounds. Then I would say the good thing is surprising to come from this is actually Lannisport. Lannisport and Golden Company swordsman because of the adaptive style. So now, previously, I don't own those 2 units. I will start to get my hands on those 2 units now.
Mm,
They're now very viable in Lannister list.
All right, Kai, how about you? One big change that
One-
you're happy about, one big change you're scared for.
Well, I'm happy that it seems that a lot of the units that used to not be used now are buffed. So there's more options for everyone. Everyone can make different builds with their current collection. I'm very happy about the Screamer because I have multiple of those, and they seem to be probably one of the hardest hitters at light cavalry for their points. Sundering and vulnerable. That's pretty crazy. Uh, the other thing, and I don't know if I'm happy about this or if I'm afraid of it, but I agree. Gold Company is gonna be used everywhere. I
You mean
feel
the swordsman?
the Golden Company swordsman. Yes.
Mm.
They just fill so many roles for factions like myself. For Targaryen, I'm in need of tanks. I can bring that guy because now it can be 3+ saves, right? Factions that needs hard hitters, you can bring them too. So, I know this is gonna come out like a week after this is shot. I'm gonna go and try buy Golden Company before people realize how good they are.
I'm already ordering right now.
Ah,
Same
goddammit.
series.
Yeah, you guys better start ordering a Golden Company.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy them before people catch on. So, I expect to see a lot of those guys everywhere.
Yeah, I guess they'll become the new Bolton Fleet Man of season
Yes.
3.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, Saravin, how about you? One big change that you're happy for, and one big change you're scared.
I think that the biggest change is like them that power up the low tier commander to the viable point. So I think the meta will have a like more commander, more viable.
Yeah, more commander will be playable. Yes.
Yeah, and most love I think on this gen is like the 12 point for neutral unit. They used to say that Golden Company is like no Golden Company is you will see more, but you have to wait it with the Golden Company Sword main one or and the Frame main one. Now you have to, and the I think the decrease point of 5 point NCU to the 4 is like very good. I like it. We see that them more often.
Okay, we'll see more 5-point NCUs, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So let's conclude that. Okay. Van, how about you? One big change you're happy for, and one big change you're scared for.
I'll start with the what I'm scared for. Free full just got changed quite significantly. Har, because they're no longer insignificant. Anyway, I think that's huge because insignificant used to be like a core part of like Free Folk's identity, meaning that they can just sort of spam out raiders or put endless horde on the raiders, and then so now endless horde almost becomes like, you know, you killed one and then the other one comes in, so it's like almost two free VPs for the opponent. So free folk players need to sort of change, which means one or two things. Number one, max list is still max list, still very powerful, still very much playable. Varamir list needs to be slightly changed, so less emphasis on Raider, more emphasis on things that actually can kill independently outside of the mech that they're bringing. So that's one huge take from what I dislike. What I like is that a lot of commanders essentially got touched. Lannister especially deserves some of the changes because they've been sort of middling for a long time, especially Gregor Commander, which is a very signature unit, right? Mountain, everybody knows Mountain. He used to be at the forefront of the game. Now a lot of his card got changed. I'm really excited about that. Mark my word, I have a theory. Gregor in Lannisport City, watch Lannisport card, whatever, can be a thing. Can.
Don't spoil my idea. No.
No. or even controversially, Gregor in Golden Company Swordsman. In theory.
Yeah, that's the play.
Yeah.
That's not controversial. That is the play.
Yeah.
All right. So I think with that, we can conclude today. I would like to thank all our guests for coming down today and spending the night here with me, analyzing over 200 cards, and it's getting near midnight for some of us here. So, also helping us. He's my key guy moving all the slides, so we'd like to thank him. Okay, so with that concluded, all players, we hope you enjoy, to all players, we hope you enjoy Season 3 that is coming. It's probably going to be a fun time of experimenting. There are a lot of changes coming. So we hope you guys experiment, we hope you guys explore, and hope to see you on the battlefield. So to all my friends in Asia and elsewhere, thank you for watching this video with us. So yeah, thank you, and we hope to see you next time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See ya.